Hello there and welcome to Prime News over my Media Prime TV. I am Eileen for presentation. We begin the news in the northwest region of Cameroon. The national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, Noel Tamnjong, has condemned all those sponsoring terrorism in the northwest and southwest regions, which has brought untold suffering to the local population. He has challenged them to give peace a chance and stop talking for the population, which they have no mandate for. Get details in this report with Charles Kebwa.
At his Mtarinkun residence December 28, 2022 to wish Cameroonians a happy new year, the chairman of the Social Democratic Front, Noel Tamnjong, speaking to the press, called on those sponsoring terrorism in the northwest and southwest regions to give peace a chance and stop talking for the population of these two regions they have no mandate.
I want to appeal that we should push water backwards for this country, for the north and southwest to move forward, and for Cameroon to move forward. But if we look at ourselves as Cameroonians, especially from the north and the southwest, are we happy? So many of them we've lost our loved ones. We can't live at peace and at ease in our own hometowns. So many people are taking refuge from Mbunda here through Bafoussam, Douala, Yaoundé, going further inland. And they cannot come home to feel at home. Their properties have been destroyed. In the early days of this struggle, when I left here going down to the farm, I went through Boyo, and grass had covered the streets, the main roads, because vehicles are not passing, vehicles were destroyed. So many things took place that people did not feel safe and at ease in their homes. I want to thank God that some of us are still alive and that you people are still alive. Those that are dead and gone, but we have to continue.
The SDF chief scribe said the Aba boys are fighting on three fronts: the government, the population and themselves, which has brought untold suffering to the local population and the economy of these two regions. Chairman John Fundi cautioned them to know of karma and that the wrath of the people is the wrath of God, and those apologizing after damages done on the ground question what amend is done on those families who've lost loved ones and properties.
I was surprised the other day, taken aback by somebody who called himself a certain Funchan, another person in the United States, saying that, oh, they've apologized, everything is finished now. They are calling on the boys to come back. They were the leaders, and she was talking very vehemently, shaking, vibrating. So I asked myself in a cold tone, you are apologizing now at what cost? Did you lose any person of your family? When some will tell you that, cut the heads, cut the hand, make sure this does not happen. Their own relative die. You see them crying over the television like little children. This is not fair. We all feel the pains of it. I feel the pains of it.
Quiz on the situation of party bigwigs who've asked him resign said will not waste time on people who cannot win election in their constituency. Urge them to go back and be popular in that constituency and make more meaning to the SDF party.
As nature, do you really want me to spend my valuable time talking about a man like nature? No, I don't think I will. It's a winning backing dog, backing and going away. If we, for instance, put nature to be in charge of the reorganization in the north, instead of going to reorganize the north, he went into England and was moving there with Joe Weaver. That is talking about the Anglophone issue. This has been my cry in this country, that people who are talking about things that affect the people are not with the people, but they stand somewhere and they are talking. What are you talking about? What do you really know about what you are talking about?
Held in a peaceful environment, Quest it's time to think and build Cameroon despite the challenges to difficulties. Describe 2023 a canoe where to move forward, Cameroonians need to push the water backward.
We stay in the Northwest region where the Fundong Council in Boyo Division has presented the decentralization code and functioning of the Fundong Council's realization rate of projects for 2023 to the tune of over 258 million francs CFA. Mayor Dennis Awundang urged all to put hands on deck, especially the elite for the return of normalcy as a prerequisite for any meaningful community development. Charles Kibwa once again.
The Fundong Council public hearing December 27, 2022 at the Fundong Town Hall presented by the Mayor of Fundong Council, Dennis Awundang, that brought traditional rulers, religious, development leaders, elites, traders, drivers, bench-seeking unions, and Bayam Selam to present the decentralization code stroke functioning of the Fundong Council, realization for 2020 to 2022, and prospect for 2023. Mayor Dennis Awundang said one of Fundong Council's vision is to boost the economy of the municipality.
During Fundong Economic Days, in the months ahead, where we will bring together all economic operators, craftsmen, and in general, all the youths, so that we sit down and we chat a way forward.
The prospect for the Fundong municipality presented the economic prospect stroke projects envisaged for 2023 for Fundong to the tune of 258,500,000 FCFA, with education as priority said will put emphasis on setting up a vocational training center for Fundong
in various domains. So we must come up with a vocational training center that will train children and send out. They might not remain here to work with us. They will go out so that wherever they find themselves in the Republic or out of the Republic of Cameroon, they will be able to do something.
Dennis Awundang and team, 2.5 years in office during the public hearing, said emphasis has to be laid on training if they want to move the municipality forward. As the contribution of each and everyone is necessary, especially the elites, given the development of social and solidarity economy is important. The mayor appealed for the return to normalcy as a prerequisite for the meaningful development.
There is normalcy. All these projects I'm talking about are able to start with no problem. So I am still pleading to them. We are the ones giving information to the bush. We are the ones who have relatives in the bush. Let us appeal to the consciences of these children who picked up arms against the state. That the head of state, President Paul Biya, has extended an olive branch.
At the public hearing was the DO for Fundong, the Fund of Com, where it was disclosed with the 50th anniversary of the coming back of Afocom, which is in the municipality of Fundong, will soon plan a cultural day in the Fundong municipality, revamp the culture of the people.
Onto something else, the Rose Achek Foundation, a newly created non-governmental organization, has constructed 2 modern stand taps providing potable water to traders and buyers at the Guzang market in the northwest region of Cameroon. The taps were officially inaugurated by the Guzang Traditional Council on the 27th of December 2022. Joy Ngong reports.
It is with songs and dance that the traders and buyers of the Guzang market in the Momo division of the Northwest region celebrated the inauguration of 2 modern stand taps, providing them clean portable water constructed by the Rose Achek Foundation. The taps were officially inaugurated by the Guzang Traditional Council on the 27th of December 2022.
I'm talking on the behalf of the Guzang Traditional Council. We have just to bless the 2 taps constructed by the Rose Achek Foundation. We thank her very much for her initiative, as the Guzang Traditional Council has blessed the 2 taps. This water is for the Guzang community and beyond. So we thank her very much for her initiative.
According to the coordinators of the project, the Rose Achik Foundation is a non-governmental organization created in honor of the late Queen Mother of the Guzang Fandom, Mrs. Mbanyam Sig Rose Achik, with the aim of upholding her principles of generosity and friendship towards the poor and needy.
The Rose Achik Foundation has constructed 2 taps for this year, 2 portable taps providing water for the community in the market. And it is the intention of this organization that next year we will reach out to needy persons who are also in the problems that we know in the Anglophone region. So we want to be very grateful to our mother who is gone because she lived a life of greatness. We are talking here of Mbanyam Suk Rose Achuk, who was the Queen Mother of the Guzang Funds Palace, in whose honor the Rose Achik Foundation has been created. We also want to be very grateful to our main coordinator who is in the United States of America, and that is Madam and Princess Mbanyam Suk Beatrice. So we thank everybody who has come for this occasion, and the water that has been provided in the market for the Guzang population is going to help us enormously for the good of this community.
Guzang Elites see these modern taps as a timely innovation and applaud the founder of the Rose Achik Foundation, Princess Mbanyam Sig Beatrice, for the laudable initiative.
I want to be very appreciative for what the founder of Rose Achik Foundation has done. In fact, this initiative is good. This is an example of an illustrious daughter. More grace to our elbows. We want to be very happy. This tap is going to save the population of Guzang and the environs. People coming to Guzang market will drink. So it's a good initiative. We want to, on the behalf of the population around, I say thank you, more grace to your elbow.
The inauguration ceremony was attended by a cross-section of a jubilant Guzang population and the Traders Union.
Now, on a sad note, at least 7 persons have lost their lives and several others severely injured following a ghastly motor accident that occurred along the Abongbang-Atok Highway in the east region of Cameroon. The incident, which occurred Tuesday, December 27, 2022, has been blamed or was as a result of a collision between a bus transporting several passengers and a truck that was stationed along the road. Ewane completes that story.
They were at least 7 in number who left their homes on Monday, December 26, that is 1 day after Christmas, but never returned. The 7 were victims of a fatal road accident that claimed their lives and left several others severely injured and in critical condition. Reports suggest the fatal accident occurred at about 2 a.m. on Tuesday, December 27, 2022, along the Abongbang-Atok stretch of road in the Haut-Nkam division of the East region. According to reports, the accident was as a result of a collision between a 70-seater bus transporting several passengers and a heavy-duty truck that was stationed by the roadside. Several casualties were recorded following the ghastly motor accident, such as several material damages in addition to the 7 persons who perished, amongst whom was Fautour François, who died on the spot on the eve of his graduation as a qualified nurse. In the meantime, the deceased victims are pending burial arrangements with their corpses lying in state at the nearest morgue, while the injured are responding to treatment at the nearest medical facility. It should be noted road accidents have been recurrent on highways throughout the national territory, especially during this festive season, with the most recent fatal accident claiming at least 9 lives along the Moya-Ekona stretch of road in the Fako division of the Southwest region. These recent accidents have raised eyebrows of many who keep questioning the real cause of the recurrence of road accidents on highways in Cameroon. Many, however, warn there is need for the population to be vigilant and apply road safety measures while on the highway, especially during this festive season.
Now, the supermarket Dove, which is one of the biggest supermarkets in the Mendong neighborhood in Ewane, the capital city of Cameroon, went up in flames on Tuesday, December 27, 2022. The fire was reportedly caused by power outages in the capital city, which has caused enormous damages recently. Get details in this report with Cynthia Che.
Inhabitants of the Mendong neighborhood in Yaoundé, the capital city of Cameroon, have been met with shock and consternation following a fire incident which engulfed a section of the Dove supermarket on the night of Tuesday, December 27, 2022. The cause of the fire, which has been attributed to recurrent fire outage in the capital city, has also recorded huge material damage with no human lives lost, as the helpless crowd could do nothing but watch the ravaging effect.
Il y a quand même le personnel courageux à l'intérieur en train d'éteindre.
While causing a halt on traffic and commotion over there last night, many have been quick to questioning the arrival of the firefighting unit on time to rescue the situation. However, it should be noted that at the start of this year, a very grievous scene was recorded still in Yaoundé as fire consumed a greater portion of the Leaves nightclub in Bastos on Sunday, January the 23rd. Unfortunately, in this case, caused by fireworks, leaving at least 16 people dead. And just before the end of this year, several other major and minor cases have been reported of fire incidents still in the political capital of Cameroon, Yaoundé.
Away from the sad news, the Adamawa Regional Council is holding its 4th ordinary session devoted to examining and voting of the budget for the 2023 financial year. The session saw the presence of the president of the Adamawa Regional Council, Mohamadu Dewa, and other regional councillors. Catherine Ekongwe has details in this next report.
Under a calm atmosphere, the 4th ordinary session of the Regional Council of Adamawa took place Tuesday, December 17, 2022. The session, which aimed at reviewing and voting for the annual budget of the year 2023, saw the presence of the president of the council and other regional councillors. We are verifying whether the proposals we are giving are in line with the need of the population on ground. It is our duty to carry out such in-depth examination, and when we are not given enough time to verify that, or when the required documents are submitted late, it hampers our work. Another role is to bring the president of the council to give full respect to the rights of the council.
Mais qu'ils prennent du temps pour former les conseils à part et que la session de plein droit, la session budgétaire soit uniquement consacrée au vote du budget.
This gathering marks the 4th of its kind, as a total budget of 3 billion francs CFA was adopted for both income and expenditure. The first segment of the budget for 2023, which we presented to you for examination, the income and expenditure sum up to 3 billion francs CFA. The sectors that absorb a huge portion of this budget are as follows. Operation expenses at 1,200 million francs CFA. Investment expense at 1,800 million francs CFA, making a total sum of 3 billion francs CFA. The next working session of the Council will focus on projects on the budget for 2023. It will also be required for regional councillors to be trained on diverse issues regarding the development of the area.
Catherine Ekongwe reporting there. Cameroonians have been challenged to produce what they consume in order to fight food insecurity and the economic crisis. The call was made on Tuesday, December 27, 2022 by the Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries, Dr. Tiger, while on a working visit in the Lithura region. Get details right ahead. After arriving Douala, headquarters of the Lithura region, Cameroon's Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries, Dr. Tiger, first stopped at Bomono in the Dibombari subdivision of Wuri, where he was warmly received by the people of the area, led by the Divisional Officer of Dibombari, the Mayor of Dibombari, traditional and other administrative heads in the area, among others. The objective of Dr. Tiger's work visit is to inspect and evaluate 2 new privately owned fish farms in the Lithura region. For being a part of the agricultural sector at a time when many have been called to help develop it, but the niche which you have employed is going to grow extensively with time because the government is currently negotiating with some foreign partners to help develop the agriculture sector in Cameroon through the PFIDA program. Note here that the national demand of fish products in Cameroon stands at over 500,000 tons per year. This demand is higher than supply and cannot be satisfied only by fishermen. The boss of the livestock sector called on all to start producing what they consume in order to fight this large shortage. The steps taken by the promoter of this fish farm is a firm engagement, an engagement that assures everyone and falls in line with the policies of the head of state. If we want to make Cameroon emergent, we cannot be able to do that if we do not produce what we eat. The President of the Republic is the one who implemented this measure. I recall some time ago when the head of state said, "We are mainly consuming what we do not produce and producing what we do not consume." And he called on us all to rather focus on producing what we consume. Minister Tiger then proceeded to inspect the aquarium fish farm situated in Bomono, an enterprise owned by Mr. Abdullahi Nana, who is engaged in the production of 5 species, including the red tilapia, pangasius, and silur, targeting the production of 600 tons of fish in 2023. The Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries and his delegation then proceeded to Mungo. Here, he was warmly received by the governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Okaria Bilai, the divisional officer of Mungo, and other administrative heads from the Southwest region. He then paid a visit to the Mungo fish farm, located close to the river Mungo, a farm that covers 200 hectares with 50 young specialists targeting the production of 20 tons of tilapia each day as from 2023. The production of 10 tons of silur each day, as well as the production of 10 tons of crabs.
Fish to supply the local market at 500 grams each, at least 10 tons a month.
The minister concluded day 1 of his visit in Mungo on a satisfactory note with words of encouragement and congratulations to the entrepreneurs of these 2 gigantic fish production projects. On to this feature story, most people believe that a new year comes with so many challenges, but they forget to consider the fact that any wrong move or decision taken during the course of the year, especially at the end, may determine their success and financial gains as they begin the new year. Colette Lum spoke to some financial experts and on how to end the year and begin the new one in great success. Take a listen.
Sometimes most people have the tendency to believe that as the year comes to an end, the new year would automatically show its face with a change in everything, including finances. Most people believe that if the year did not smile at them as it ends, the new year will be fruitful. a good thing to be optimistic, but the $1 million question is, are there any actions taken positively that can contribute to the change they are rooting for? Or the change will happen miraculously? On the aspect of business, most entrepreneurs believe that business will boom in the new year as the old year ends if business did not go well. However, is it not just a change in calendar that makes it the new year? And if business is not managed differently at the end of the year, there is a probability that the new year won't yield profit. Taking wrong business decisions, spending extravagantly, maybe capital on pleasure, not profit, and a whole lot of other wrong moves can really be detrimental to any business, even with a change of year. After investing, at the end of the year, you put in place your objectives and work hard to attain. At the end of the year, you make a calculation of your profit and then you prepare for the next year. Meanwhile, though it is a new year, you cannot do a miracle because it's a continuity of the objectives and goals you had set at the beginning of that year to then continue into the new year. How then should people go about moves for a realistic change?
Want to have much money. You just make this own plan and fight to take it strong. Because if you don't have a good plan, I don't think money can come from sky.
My advice to business persons is to set goals this end of year and endeavor to attain CAM 2023 and not wait until the new year kickstart. 80% success into the new year is hard work and planning, while 20% is on luck, as the musician said, chacun sa chance. It's not a miracle. With the lack of financial intelligence, with a change of year, which is simply a change of calendar, nothing will change positively come 2023. Therefore, in order for anyone to experience financial change in 2023, the decisions and actions this end of year should be highly considered.
Onto health, more than 100 million people worldwide are living with HIV/AIDS and 1 million more are unaware of their status. Data from the World Health Organization states the burden of the epidemic is higher in persons 15 to 49, which is the active age of a country's strength, while more than half of the infected persons die yearly. WHO estimates to end the stigma-filled epidemic by 2030. Bukengo Worthy tells us more.
For decades past, HIV and AIDS has been a running epidemic affecting an estimated 1.5 million people yearly and taking the lives of more than half of these affected persons worldwide. Caused by unprotected sex, sharing of sharp objects including needles, syringes and razors with infected persons, and being transmitted from mother to child during pregnancy, childbirth or breastfeeding, as well as infected blood during transfusion, the dreadful stigma-borne health condition is estimated to be eradicated by 2030 as stated by the World Health Organization.
We have just 8 years left, and we are not where we need to be. New infections and deaths are not decreasing fast enough. Millions of people, including children, remain undiagnosed or untreated.
Being a public health threat, the life-threatening disease bears symptoms such as sore throat, fatigue, mouth ulcers, swollen lymph nodes, headaches, joint pain, fever, chills, nausea, rash and more, which may range from mild to severe, and for some sufferers there will be no symptom till it gets to the severe stage. However, the data from the World Health Organization says transmission of this disease has declined in recent years in Africa. Many factors still account for the spread.
While transmission has declined in Africa, severe inequalities and inequities prevent people from getting the care they need. The outbreak of Mpox shows that infections can move quickly in sexual networks, but with community-led response and open attitudes, To address stigma, transmission can be prevented and lives can be saved.
Nonetheless, putting an end to HIV and AIDS and breaking stigma is everyone's business. It can be achieved by means of having protected sex, using sterilized syringes, razors, needles, eat healthy while taking medications as prescribed, and most importantly, knowing your status and that of your partner, bearing in mind that taking medications does not prevent the transmission of the disease.
In news out of the country, Angola's High Court has ordered the seizure of Isabel dos Santos' assets valued at $1 billion. The former first daughter is accused of embezzlement, money laundering, amongst other crimes, while serving as head of the nation's petroleum firm, Sonangol. Details in this report with Julian Dambi, who compiled some African stories for us.
Angola's Supreme Court has ordered the assets of former President Eduardo dos Santos' daughter Isabel dos Santos be seized. Isabel dos Santos is accused of embezzlement, money laundering, amongst other crimes. The assets to be seized is valued at $1 billion. Isabel, age 49, was once celebrated as Africa's richest woman, especially during her father, Eduardo dos Santos' 38th year in power. In 2016, Isabel was appointed by her father as head of Sonangol, the Angolan state-owned petroleum firm. She is accused to have embezzled millions of dollars from the said institution. And now the decision by the Angolan Supreme Court is based on documents from the state oil company, Sonangol. And now in the Gambia, a commission has been set up by government to investigate an alleged attempted coup to overthrow current regime led by President Adama Barrow. The 11 members inquiry group sworn in includes members from the Justice Ministry, the Office of National Security, military forces, the police and intelligence agencies. The commission has been put in place following the arrest of alleged coup plotters, which included a captain and top lieutenant. The panel have 30 days to report back on the attempted coup. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's national carrier, Ethiopian Airlines, to resume flights to war-torn region of Tigray after a shutdown lasting 1 year, 6 months. On December 27, an Ethiopian delegation made the first high-level government visit to the rebel-held region since the signing of a peace deal in November. The war began in November 2020 when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sent in troops after accusing Tigray People's Liberation Front, the region's ruling party, of attacking army bases. The CEO of Africa's biggest carrier, Mesfin Stasi, said the flights will enable families to reunite, facilitate the restoration of commercial activities, stimulate tourist flow, and bring many more opportunities which will serve the society of Tigray.
Let's now talk sports. Elite 2 Matchday 6 games have been programmed for tomorrow in stadia across the national territory. Magdala Ayongbe-Song tells us about the teams that will be in action tomorrow in this report. Take a listen. We will not be getting Magdala's report this evening. Thank you very much for your keen and kind attention. That concludes today's edition of Prime News over My Media Prime TV, produced by Ewane. I have been Eileen for presentation. The news was coordinated by Lasha Kingsley. Until tomorrow for another edition of Prime News, stay blessed and stay tuned to My Media Prime TV for more intriguing programs this night. Bye.